Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of The Quest for the Silver Plaque. Madness, isn't it? One day, who knows, maybe we'll get there. As long as we keep on trying, let's do it. I apologise that this hasn't been a daily upload. I'm going to get back into the swing of it very soon where they are daily, but please bear with me. Now, there's a few things obviously I want to unpack. Metaphorically, of course. But please do let me know if you do want to send me some bits and pieces. That'd be great. Now, obviously, with Twitter, or X as it's called, it's been a bit of a funny old time recently. So I have started to share on there again, just to try and get more eyes on the channel, which I think is quite a good thing, right? So I've been trying to share on there. I'm going to go back to sharing on Instagram. And I'm going to go back to sharing on Facebook and things like that. We do have an official Brawling Badger Film Productions thing on there as well. So if you want to check out that Facebook, please do. We have been trying to reach out to Mr. Beast and PewDiePie and Ashens and all these people. Because I think if you at least try and get some advice or you ask for some help, then you never know what's going to happen. You don't know unless you ask and put the feelers out, do you? You don't know. So it's always worth doing these things, 10 impossible things before breakfast, because otherwise you don't know, do you? So there you go. We've started streaming again. I did a lovely little stream of Alan Wake 2 once again. Slowly but surely getting through that, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. You know, if you're a purist on the channel, you'll know that I'm a big Alan Wake fan anyway. Played it when it first came out and played it again on the PS4. And then obviously now we're playing the PS5 version, which is quite cool. I'm enjoying that a lot. We got to the stage where you can flip characters, so that's an interesting one. I actually quite like playing as Saga more than Alan Wake, believe it or not. So, you know, but no doubt I'll get back into Alan Wake's story at some point. Yes, so there we go. We've been doing a lot of shorts and we've been trying to keep up with doing some wrestling content. And of course, I've been working on Ballamoran 2. I'm hoping to get in touch with Nick again soon to get some more scenes filmed. I'll give you an update on that as soon as that happens. That may even happen tomorrow, so fingers crossed. But I'm not entirely sure, so we're going to keep that on the hush-hush, just in case it doesn't happen. But if it does, you'll soon know about it, because we'll be doing an update video and we'll be showing some bits and pieces. So that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to that a lot. So yeah, that's going on. Finally sorted out my sleep apnea issue, which was annoying, very annoying. Well, saying I've sorted it, it's in the process of being sorted, is more than anything else. So hopefully that will give me a better quality of life, and you know, I'll actually be able to sleep, which is, you know, great. Apparently my family have had this problem for years, and I'm just the first one to go, actually, I want some help with this. You know, I want a nice night's sleep, thanks. Because, you know, all it takes is, you know, one little apnea and you're up for half the night again trying to get back to sleep again. That's what's been happening to me lately anyway. Sometimes you can have an apnea, you know, like an episode, and then, you know, you go back to sleep straight away. Sometimes you're just laying there going, oh, this is dull, and just waiting for something to happen, like you go back to sleep. But it's very unusual. Sometimes you know, you can go back to sleep straight away, and other times you're waiting forever. So it's a bit weird. But hopefully that is in the process of getting sorted out. That's going to take about 36 weeks. So the naysayers who said that it's going to, you know, try to get me to sort it out in a month, it doesn't. It takes nearly a year to get sorted out. So, you know, I told you it took forever. No one would have it. But yeah, at least we're on the process of getting there, and hopefully, that will give me a much better quality of life. Obviously, the YouTube going, how should I put it? Going mainstream, going full time on YouTube is a scary business, but we're slowly but surely getting used to it. I'm pushing out as much content as I can, coming up with as many ideas as I can for new content. We've been doing obviously the dad jokes, the cringe jokes. We've been doing the Harry Potter spells. I've brought out a new series which is daily Darwin Awards. If you don't know what a Darwin Award, it's basically dumb ways to die. It's basically the old-fashioned dumb ways to die. So that's going to be a fun thing. And, we are niching down, but then expanding at the same time. So that's always fun. Obviously, the films are still going to be a mainstay. If you're a fan of the films, do check out some of the old ones again. Sometimes people watch them again, which warms the cockles of my cold, dead heart. So thank you very much to everyone that rewatches those. I'm hoping we can do some more on the bench with Uncle Nick as well soon. But obviously it does depend. I'm in Kent, they're in Essex now. So it's harder for us to sort stuff out. But, we'll sort it out and get there eventually. Anyway, I digress. The journey of being a full-time YouTuber was definitely a shock. Obviously, I did not expect what happened to happen. So sometimes you have to think, well, is this my destiny? Is this my destiny? I don't know. All I know is I had a big, wibbly thing happen. I lost my job. So I'm like, well, what do I do now? I can either sit around and sulk and be miserable, or job search and hope that something comes up, and be a full-time YouTuber at the same time while I'm waiting for something else to come up. Otherwise, what am I going to do? Sit around and sulk? And anyone that knows me, even the teeniest whizzle bit, would know that that's not my jam. I'm not the sort of person that sits around and sulks. Yeah, I did moan about it for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I did loop. Yes, I was miserable for a couple of weeks about it. But then after that, I dusted myself off and went, you know what? If that's the case, if this is what's happening, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber then and push hard on that. Go hard or go home, There's no point being miserable and sort of waiting for nothing to happen. I could be job searching for about a year odd and not find anything again. I could be constantly applying for stuff and not find anything at all. So why not apply for stuff and focus on YouTube at the same time? And at least then that will stop me going insane. And of course, everything goes full circle then, because then I'll be able to search for the silver plaque. Of course, why not? Because otherwise, what's the point? You might as well go hard or go home. You might as well try and grab the brass ring. Because otherwise, what are you doing this for? I'll tell you what I'm doing this for. When my son was born, I thought, you know what? I want to give back to the world. I want to use this as a way to entertain everyone. And I thought, well, why not? Didn't have that much money at the time, needed a new hobby, lost a lot of friends in the process of having a newborn baby. Yes, that does happen. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something for me that I've been putting off. And then I was doing YouTube then to keep my mind active. Obviously, I had a newborn baby, so I had that. And at the time, I was with LKP, so obviously trying to balance everything. And, sometimes some things don't work. But, I was there for Badger Jr. as much as I could be. And now, I love him to bits. And he's a great boy, and I'm very proud of him. And he's a fantastic kid. So, I couldn't be a prouder dad. I really couldn't. So, that's that. And, sometimes things work out in a strange way. You don't always think that you always think that life's going to go in a straight line, but it doesn't. So you always have to think, well, what next? What am I going to do next? How am I going to do this? And I always see life as an adventure. You know, it didn't work out with LKP, but then I met Viking. So I'm like, woo, that's awesome. I've met my soulmate. So that's fantastic. And of course, I saw Badger Jr. the other week in Kent. So I was very proud and very happy about that. You know, and I'm very proud of the man he's becoming. So there you go. Everything works out nicely. And it gives us all a good old, you know, heartbeat. It makes my cold, dead, miserable heart start fluttering. So yeah, there's all that sort of thing. So everything sort of works out for a reason. If I hadn't have broken up with LKP, I would never have met Viking. And I'll tell you what, she is the best. And you know why she's the best? Because she's supportive and helps me go forward with the search for the silver plaque. And you know what she says? Consistency, consistency, consistency. Let me know in the comments any tips you've got to gain more subscribers, get better ad rev, get more contacts, build the community more, anything like that. Or if you just want to say hi, or in most cases people go, oh dear. But if you want to put that, please do. And say hi in the comments. Thank you very much, guys. And I hope you enjoyed today's show. And more Quest for the Silver Plate very soon. I can't wait to share more of my adventures with you guys. I'll see you all soon. Bye.